The last question would be, do you think out there in the network is something like collective intelligence, and how can it be harnessed?
Well, I mean, I think collective intelligence is something that works most reasonably in reasonably small groups. So, for example, you can apply the intelligence of, let's say, a few thousand people who really care about, let's say, future of tennis shoes, right? So Nike could do something and involve tens of thousands of people who really care, and they could be in focus groups, or they could, participate in a bottom-up activity where they would vote on different designs and new innovations and so on. And good designs would emerge, and then some smaller group of people would decide, of the 100 best designs here, we're going to pick 10 and implement them and so on. But I don't necessarily believe that would necessarily scale up where you could do it with hundreds of millions of people, right? I don't think we can figure out, for example, how to deal with deforestation of Indonesia by having a lot of people think hard about it, right? I think, a small group of people could think hard about it and then get hundreds of millions of people to help do something if there wasn't something that they could do. It's not clear that in that particular case it's possible. However, it's possible that collectively the world could contribute in some way to help Indonesians planting trees, if that was a good thing. But if it looks just like traditional charity, it's not a collective intelligence thing, it's more or less a marketing question. So I think there are ways that we could dramatically rethink the ways that we produce and distribute things, but I'm not sure if we should expect an abracadabra again, some magic to emerge from the collective unconscious of the world. I think one of the biggest challenges in front of us is that the entrenched interests have clouded the discussion about so many of the problems that we have. Basically lobbying against changes that would that would prove detrimental to large moneyed interests. And that's been so effective because they have so much money that there's a great number of people that are still very confused about things that they shouldn't be. Now, it's conceivable that's something we could do a better job of on the web, because we could counter the effects of lobbying that's based on lots of money. As more and more people come online and come to rely on information resources on the web, where it doesn't require $200 million to tell the truth about clean coal. There is no such thing as clean coal. But the fact that there's been $150 million spent in the United States in the last couple of years on advertising campaigns putting the concept of clean coal in people's heads means that a lot of people believe there's a possibility of something called clean coal, but it's just not true. But to do that, you basically have to disrupt people's belief that something that is being pushed to them in a deep baritone voice on television is likely to have some element of truth in it. And it's almost sad to say, but I would really like to believe that one of the things that could arise from web culture is a healthy sense of almost sort of contempt for advertising. That anything that is being paid to be pushed at you is probably a lie. And if we accomplish nothing else, that'd be a wonderful end.
So let's pray for this.